Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. You might be wondering why I'm starting this by making some coffee or making an espresso. But aside from making art and loving art, I also find the routine of making a latte in the morning very soothing. I'm not an expert on coffee, but I do know what I like and I don't like. And so this is just part of my morning routine. But anyway, I'd like to start off by introducing myself. My name is Sophia, and I would like to invite you to join me in this art journey that I'm embarking on. And I want to share with you a little bit about this story and how it all began. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about why I decided to do this channel and why I'm calling this my art journey. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. I actually graduated with a degree, a BA, Bachelor of Arts in Commercial Art, many years ago. And aside from working in the field for approximately 2.5 years, I haven't really been consistently doing anything artistic. I am currently a Montessori adolescent program teacher. I absolutely love my students and I love my job. And I do teach art, but it's pretty basic, so I haven't consistently been doing any artwork, at least nothing that I would consider major. So in October, I decided, you know what, I find that doing artwork, when I have done it sporadically, it really fills my soul and it puts me in a meditative state. And, you know, as I get older, I find that I do know what makes me the happiest, you know, and aside from, of course, the people that I love around me, I love to sit down and do artwork. It puts me in a good mood. It's very zen for me. And so I decided that I was going to, again, for the duration of October, that I would do something every single day. And the guidelines were that no matter what, I had to start something new every single day, regardless of whether I finished the previous day's work. Because if I didn't set this as one of my parameters, then I know that I would just linger and continue to try to finish something. And I have these perfectionist tendencies as it pertains to my artwork. And so that's exactly what I did. So once October was done and I did something every single day, I would say that half of the work in October was unfinished. But like half of it was done. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to continue this till the very end of December. Today is actually December 31st. And probably with the exception of this last week, because I've been working on something else, as you're going to see, I have been doing something every single day. And the reason why I decided to do it was so that I could practice my art skills. I know that what I have done in my sketch pad for the past almost 3 months is nothing extremely creative. Most of the stuff that I did came from photographs that I've taken, and there's a few that were from my imagination. But the purpose for me was to get back into drawing every single day and honing the skills, learning how to see again, because art is a lot about how you see, especially if you're trying to hone your the technical aspect of art. And so I figured that as I worked every single day, I would start to see where I guess my style would come into. I haven't yet figured out. I know what I gravitate towards, and it's not necessarily the things that I'm doing in my sketch pad. I'm just practicing things. I know what I like to look at, and I want to make art that not just so that people like it, but I want to enjoy doing what I'm doing. Anyway, I decided to do this also because I want to share my art journey and let people know that it's never too late to start a journey. Whatever journey that may be, it doesn't necessarily have to be an artistic journey. My goal with this is just to share this with you And if it inspires you to move forward with your own journey, no matter how old you are, maybe I'll be like Grandma Moses and, be very successful when I'm 80. But my goal really is to enjoy life, enjoy the rest of the years that I have here on this earth. There's also another part of this journey for me, and it's that I've always put off doing something for fear of failure. So if I never do this something that I want to do, then I'll never fail. And so I'll always live with this dream. I've always dreamed of doing something with my art. And I think the fear comes from having that imposter syndrome. I never feel that I am good enough. I never feel that I feel like I'm a fake, that I'm not really an artist. So, as I get older, I start to care less and less about what people think. Not to say that I don't, because I still do, but I'm trying to work through that by putting myself out there in this channel. But anyway, I think that that's all for now. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of this video, and thank you for joining me. So before I started working, I needed to open my windows, and I flipped my drawing table so that it would face the window and I could get better lighting. And so here you're going to see I've been working on a sketch for a painting that I want to gift to my brother. He just turned 60 yesterday. He also got married in August in Cancun, and I was there and I took some beautiful pictures, and the flowers at the wedding were this beautiful bright orangey red, and I want to incorporate them in this painting that I want to gift him. Well, it's going to be for him and his wife. And so with this little card I'm using with a viewfinder so that I can actually see exactly what color the shadows and the flowers are. These are roses, by the way, and I really don't have any experience painting roses. And so I really struggle with seeing how or what color the shadows are. And I know the theory behind shadows, but they never really seem to come out right. And so here I am trying to see if I could replicate it with my coloring pencils. And I stopped because I thought, you know what? This is going to take too long. This sketch is going to take too long, and I don't want to spend most of my time doing this sketch when I can actually start the painting. So I am priming this canvas with some gesso. I actually put 2 coats on. You see me put the first coat on, but I put a second coat on going the other way, the opposite way, like cross hatching. And this was a canvas that I've had for probably 7 years. I had sketched something on it, and so I needed to cover up the sketch marks, but I also know that gessoing your canvas is a lot better, because if there are any oil marks or anything like that, it will let the paint adhere a lot better, especially since I'm using acrylics. And right now I'm just doing a wash, and I'm doing this so that I can actually sketch over it and be able to exactly see what I'm doing. And the first thing that I do when I start any type of painting or drawing is that I try to set my parameters within my canvas or my paper. Like, I want to know where I'm going to be placing everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I don't know if you were able to see, but I have my iPad on the right. You can't see it right this second, but I have it on my right, and I have the sketch that I did for my composition. And I am there. You can see the iPad on the upper right hand corner. I'm trying to position everything the way that it needs to be. And as far as drawing and sketching, I'm fairly good at that. I usually, when I do any type of sketching, I look at angles, and usually anybody who draws knows that you don't look at the figures, you look at the angles that everything, every object in your painting makes. And right now I'm painting the angles that are formed between the shoulders and the head, between the bride and the groom, and that's the way that I work. And I don't know if this is the proper way to do it. This is just the way that I do it, and I'm not using the correct brush, by the way. I need to buy some good brushes. This is just an angled brush. I've always gravitated toward angled brushes, but that's because I usually like very defined lines. When I was in school, I used to use a bigger brush, and I used to do more of an impressionist type of painting, which I absolutely love, but I haven't found, I guess I haven't done it in a long time, but that's actually what I used to gravitate towards. I need to go back to doing that because I find it a lot less restrictive, more freeing. But anyway, here, of course, I had to draw and redraw, and I'm using the white not only because the sleeves of my brother's shirt are white, but also because I can cover up some of the mistakes that I made as I was sketching out the figures. And I will be going over this back and forth, and you'll see that I'm just going over it and looking at the angles and everything. But I really, really struggle with having people watch me as I am painting, because I've always felt like I see some people do their artwork, and they do it so easily. It just seems so smooth, and I feel like I'm always second guessing myself. I feel like I should be doing this a lot quicker, and that's probably the reason why I don't like anybody watching me do my artwork. So putting myself out here and showing you how I struggle is something that is quite frightening. As I said before, I do definitely suffer from the imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm not good enough, and if I were to show my artwork to friends or to family, I know that they would say it's nice, but I do struggle with letting anybody who has any type of artistic talent see my work, and especially see my process, because I feel like even filming this, I'm doing this voiceover after I did this, and I had to stop because I felt very restricted when I knew that I was filming myself. And so I know that I need to get past this, because this is my journey, this is my process. But I didn't film everything that I did because as I said, I had to stop it, and then I worked on it probably for half an hour more, and then you're gonna see at the very end that I actually do a picture of my progress because I had stopped filming. But I'm hoping that I can continue this journey and move past all of my fears of being judged. And as you can see here, I was working on the flowers, on the roses actually, which is something really difficult. I actually sat down to sketch more roses on my sketch pad. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you join me the next time. Take care.